Hello friends, welcome to DataMaking. In this video, we are going to start the next alternative approach. In the previous video in this series, is what we saw is I already have a pre-built a VM, which is a DataMaking VM3, which installed with some of the big data technology tools and runtimes, which is used for this use case project. Okay, if you want to go with that option, you can go with that very well. Or if you want to build this virtual machine by yourself and install the Ubuntu operating system, and then continue the software installation of Spark and Kafka and other runtimes like Java, Python. You can do that. For that only, this step we are going to follow this in this video and further coming up videos as well. Okay, so if you are good with the previous step, what we did like using the importing the existing pre-built VM, you can if you are fine with that, please go with that. Or people who want to try by themselves, you can follow this step. Let's get started. So if you are not installed the Oracle VM VirtualBox, please follow my previous video in this playlist and start installing this Oracle VM VirtualBox. First, I'm going to open this. So now I don't have any VM on this Oracle VM VirtualBox Manager. I'm going to create a new virtual machine. For before creating a virtual machine, you need to have a Ubuntu operating system image file, which is operating system image file. You can download using this URL. I will provide this URL in this description of this link. Take this link and download this file. So if you look at my, so let me open that and show you the URL. So this is the URL you have to navigate and find this file. So I'm going to install Ubuntu 20.04.4, excuse me. So this is the file I'm going to download it, which is around 3.1 GB of data. So download this file. So I have already downloaded. So based on your internet bandwidth, it will take some time. So I already downloaded this file, which is around, uh, as I mentioned, it is a 3.14 GB of data. Okay, this image file is of size 3.14 GB. Now let's open the VirtualBox Manager. What you need to do is just click on New. Okay, and so just give the name of the virtual machine, whatever name you want to give. So I'm just going to give DataMaking VM3 because the same steps I followed in the while doing the instruction of installation of the documents. I use the same naming convention. That's why I'm using this. Okay, you can choose the different path. I'm just going with the default path where the virtual machine has to be created. So you have to, so when you create a virtual machine, so you are going to host your guest OS, right? So basically you are going to install the some operating system on the virtual machine. Here we are going to choose the Ubuntu Linux operating system. So just choose type as Linux and version as Ubuntu 64-bit. So if we scroll here, Ubuntu 64-bit. Now say next, and here we need to choose the amount of memory you want to allocate. So I'm going to allocate around 6 GB. So basically you can just calculate. So how much GB you want to allocate. So if you want to allocate 6 GB, so 6 into 1024. 1024 is the 1 GB. So basically 61444. Sorry, double four. 61. I repeat, 6144, which is around 6 GB for this virtual machine. And hard disk type, you can just create a virtual hard disk. Now you just whatever the default it is there, just create and say just say create. Okay, so and it is going to ask you when you click on create button, it's going to ask you hard disk file type. Okay, so VirtualBox disk image is the option is chosen. Just go with that and click next. And storage on physical hard disk just says dynamically allocated. And then now you need to allocate the disk storage space. Okay, basically a hard drive space. I'm going to give 75 GB. So just check your system how much hard disk space you have it. In the C colon, I'm going to the path which I given is the C colon the user directory. So here I have 230 GB of free space here. So in this I'm going to pick up probably I'll pick up okay 100. I'll take 100 GB. So based on your hard disk size, you can just give. So I'll just give 100 and just create. Now, so you will see the VM it is showing the virtual machine name as DataMaking VM3. So don't click start. Before that, click on settings. Okay. Here we need to change a few things. Here go to the storage. You have multiple tabs here. Go to the storage tab, and here you see the control colon ID. So click on this. We need to attach the image operating system image file. So you click on this controller ID empty, and here you can choose that image file. So choose from disk file and just go navigate to the path where you have the image file. I kept it on C colon data making. You can keep wherever you want. Linux OS like this image. So you have to choose this file. So using this image file only, it is going to install the Ubuntu operating system on the VM which we created, and say OK. And also if you look at the uh, general and system, here also you can just adjust your RAM, and you can want to allocate the more CPU. I have 4 CPUs in this machine. If you want to increase the CPUs, for now I will go with one, that's enough. Whatever you can choose that. Okay, so the important thing is you need to choose the operating system image file. So say OK, and then click on start. Okay, this installation, what it's going to do is, now it is going to create a virtual machine. On top of that, we are trying to create the Ubuntu operating system. So this step will take a couple of minutes. Be patient for it and follow the instruction properly so that you don't get any problem in the installation of the VM setup with the installation of Ubuntu operating system. So it is going to ask you the what is the operating system type you want to use and what is the language you want to pick. So different questions it's going to ask you. So you need to fill those details, provide those details. I'll maximize it. I'll just verify whether recording is going on fine. Okay, so it has come now. The installation step has began. So it is prompting try Ubuntu and install Ubuntu. So try Ubuntu basically you just have to it's going to play the operating system without installing it, but we want to have installed on VM. Okay, so we'll click on the install Ubuntu, and then keyboard layout just English US whatever there is fine. Going with the default one, continue. And here it says normal mode or normal installation or minimal installation. I'll go with normal installation. And in the other option, by default download updates while installing Ubuntu, that is checked up. And please check the other option also, install third-party software for graphics and Wi-Fi hardware and additional media formats. So when you install this Ubuntu operating system on the virtual machine, you want to use the same Wi-Fi connection which is connected in the laptop, want to be used in virtual machine also. So we need to install other drivers or other software, third-party software. For that, we are clicking this checkbox, which is very important. Please do check that and click continue. So it is asking installation type, erase disk and install Ubuntu. So it is going to just whatever there in the storage we have chosen. So it is not going to do format SQL or nothing else. It is just installation going to erase the existing whatever existing in the storage we have chosen. But anyway, nothing is there, so nothing non-selected. And then click on install now. In the bottom you see install now button. Click that. So it is going to just prompt the warning message. Just continue. So then you need to choose where you are. So we just India. It just by default it chooses the time zone Kolkata, right? So it is I just point to this location very near to Kolkata. Okay, I'll just say continue. So here we need to provide your username. So I'll just provide my username as DataMaking, and computer name as I'll just put the same as VM name, DataMaking VM3, because I use this as I mentioned. I use the same naming convention inside the installation steps also, and the username is picked as uh, DataMaking. Please use the whenever you create a virtual machine, create the DataMaking as a user, just to follow the sync up with the installation steps. And password I just given DataMaking as a password. I repeat the same password. Continue. So now it is going to start installing all the files, installation files in the operating system. So it is going to take a couple of minutes. I'm going to pause this video and enable once the setup is completed. Okay, we need to restart the VM. So it will prompt you before after completing these installation steps. So I will unpause during that time. Now I'll go and pause the video. Okay, the installation is completed. So it says installation complete. You need to restart the computer in order to use the new installation. So we are going to restart this virtual machine. Click on restart now. It is the virtual machine is getting restarted. It says please remove the installation medium, then press enter. So basically it is asking to just remove that installation medium, which is actually the ISO image. Just press enter. So it is going to open it is going to log in the VM which we installed it, and the operating system, right? The Ubuntu operating system. It is going to prompt the login page or the login window where it is going to ask the user ID and password. The username is DataMaking, which is getting pre-populated. So once you click the username, it is asking the password. I set the password as DataMaking. So I'm going to use the same name. All small case I used it. So it is going to open the Ubuntu operating system which we installed. So basically what we installed is the uh, Ubuntu 20.0.4, the desktop version of 64-bit type. So it is installed. I'll just say skip, next, next, and next, done. Okay, now this is the like look and feel of the Ubuntu desktop version. I'll just unpin all these favorites from the taskbar, this left navigation. I'll just keep few things. I need a browser and folder explorer, file explorer, sorry. And I'm going to open the terminal. So that you can type terminal here. This is a kind of command line interface. Okay, so you can just type who am I. Okay, so So it is going to give the username of the uh, user who logged in this session. So DataMaking is username. Now, so because you see this window is very small, I'm going to uh, maximize this display resolution. Um, Before that, I'll just add it to the favorites. Okay, this is I don't need. I will just remind me later. So if I just close this terminal, it will be there in the favorite. Now, what I'm going to do is change this resolution. Just click on this grid icon or breadcrumb icon. Type display. You see a display. Choose how to use connected monitors and projectors. Here you see, I will just choose the resolution type as um, 1440 cross 900, which will give this mod a good display window. So this is, I don't want to scroll, at the same time I don't want to very some small window. So this should be fine for me. You can choose based on your resolution type. Now we install the Ubuntu operating system on the virtual machine. So next step we need to install the we start installing the different runtime environments like Python, Java, Scala, and start installing Spark and other big data components. Thank you so much, friends. See you in the next video.